it's so fucking cool to me when like a band, obviously concept records to me are so fucking cool, but like when a band puts that much thought and effort into a package of songs that is 5 songs, an EP, I'm just like, I'm blown away. I love it every single time. Because like in this day and age, I feel like an EP has become like boiled down to just like, it was 5 songs, 5 singles B-sides, and we put each song out as a single, and now we package it up to say we have a project. So it's always refreshing to hear a band actually put thought into an EP outside of just writing the songs.
Yeah, this one was like really really intentional. I feel like usually we go into records and we have like, I think we talked about it last time, where we wrote a bunch of songs and then the 10 songs ended up on the record. It's like this one, we picked 5, labored over those 5 for like a month or 2 before we went to the studio. Went to the studio, we knew we had to be kind of like in and out. We didn't have a ton of time, and there weren't a lot of changes. Like we went through all the pre-pro with Putney and everything, and like there was like some textural stuff moving a little bit of stuff around, but like the basic structure of and the parts of the songs, like nothing really changed. So it was like what we wrote in the basement is basically what ended up on the EP, and it was because we were so like focused and like grinding very hard on these songs. It was very intentional, which I think makes for a really good like EP, because we were very confident in it when we walked in. We are like, I know what we have to do. Like we just need to get this done.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So were these 5 songs that were like ideas for what was going to be the record?
Yeah, in a way. We just kind of wrote loosely. We were writing it took a minute right when we got done with the last record and off tour and everything to get back into the groove of writing, but we got back into it pretty quick. And we know how long it's taken us in between records before, so we were like, we just need to just write as much as possible and it will end up somewhere. And we wrote a bunch of soft stuff for a while. We were writing a bunch of like really kind of atmospheric stuff for a minute, and then I just feel like one heavy riff led to another, and we got into like a really big groove of basically the EP songs, and there's a couple others. But we had like 10 or so ideas floating around. But when we talked about the EP, we were like, we just narrowed in on those 5 pretty quick, and we're like, these are really strong, these are really fun. Also, doing an EP, like it's hard to travel to a bunch of different places in an EP with 5 songs. So like trying to do like a heavy song and a weird song and a soft, like it would just feel really disconnected. So we kind of narrowed in on like that feeling. It's like a quick, short 20-minute burst of like, here's that experience, you're in, you're out. And it just fit. It just felt really, really good. Like the movement instrumentally felt really, really, really good.
Gotcha. And I'm curious.
We just picked up.
I'm curious because, we're talking about how fast this all came to be. Like like when this kind of started and ended, like when the idea hit the table and when you guys finished up the EP, like bookends.
It was pretty quick because, like I said, we were really into doing a record. But it's just like timing wise, when we had talked to Putney, and he was just unavailable for the rest of the year, like with Better Lovers and different records he was doing, and it's like just off the table. And we ended up kind of hearing about a conversation between him and our manager, Tom, and he was like, why am I not doing the Greyhaven record? He's like, you're busy, dude. Like, you're booked the rest of the year. And he was like, let me move some things around. So within that conversation, I think happened somewhere at the end of the summer, maybe like start of the fall. And then we went in there to record December. So it was like a couple months, like pretty fast. And then we just kind of narrowed down, like, all right, well, we're going to do an EP. We need to focus on these 5, forget everything else until this EP's done. But yeah, it was like probably 2 or 3 months.
And then, and now it's April and
deciding,
the EP's going to come out.
Yeah. It's nice. I like the more fast pace.
Yeah,
I'm sure. So if you had more time, more notice, I guess, for his availability, do you think it would have become a full length?
That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to put a record out on Solid State and kind of come out swinging with a full thing. But Also, I think because we had already been writing so much, this move is kind of awesome because we get to do this. We're not burning a ton of material. It's like here's a really cool EP that I feel like nods to where we're going, but also because we just did a really quick, fast EP, like I don't think we're gonna be afraid to try some stuff on the record. I don't know. I have no idea where the headspace is on. We haven't started writing again just yet, really. We've kind of worked on a few things, but we'll see. We'll see where it's going. But yeah, I think that was the idea. But then whenever we got told we only had like 2 weeks, so it was like kind of only have enough time for an EP. We were like,
Yeah.
that actually rocks. That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
perfect move.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.